everybody, welcome back. My name is Mandy. I am the handmade homeschooler. I am a mom who homeschools her kids while running a handmade business full-time. So if it's your first time here, welcome. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell so you can get all the alerts for when I upload brand new content. All right, so today I have been waiting to make this video for a while because it has been so much fun. So today we're going to be talking all about America's Story 1 and the partnering books that I have paired with it. And we've read through almost all of these books right now. We're in the middle of the last one, but I wanted to show you guys what we've been doing for the first 6 weeks or so. So, grabbing my book list here. So this is America's Story. And my third grader has been using this book for the last 6-7 weeks or so. And there has been so many discussions from this book. And I love that I have been able to find really great chapter books for his age that are appropriate for his age that weave in all of these characters and really expand upon the figures in history, and we can learn more about them. So the first week or two was all about Leif Erikson. So I grabbed this. You might have seen these books around. These are the Who Was books. And this one is Who Was Leif Erikson. Now, if you know anything about Leif Erikson and the Vikings, it can be kind of a touchy subject. There is a lot of violence, but this book does a really great job of being gentle about it. And you as a parent can kind of lead the discussion on that. So this one I would suggest doing as a read aloud and really talking and expanding upon those things as you see fit for your individual child and family. So we read through this entire book and we learned a lot about the Vikings, and it was something that my husband and I really got to talk about while we read it to our child, and sparked a lot of really cool family conversations. So while we learned about Vikings, we also looked up a documentary about a Viking ship being built in 2012, and me and my son got to sit and watch this Viking ship being built from scratch, and it was really, really cool to watch. It was something that he still talks about weeks later. And then I decided to go ahead, because he was so interested in this, and I found a great little site that shows you how to make your own Viking ship. And this is what we did one afternoon. And he did most of this, and it's just cardboard from the boxes that I get from shipments from my store, and just regular craft material that we had around the house. And he had such a blast putting this together, and he still keeps it in his room. It's been 2 months and it's still in his room, and he puts his little Lego people in here. So he got to learn so much, and through the hands-on activity and the read aloud, he really got to understand who the Vikings were. He got to expand upon the knowledge that was presented in America's Story, and we really got to learn about that time period in history to where it really sticks in his brain and he remembers it. So after that, we launched right into Christopher Columbus, another issue, especially in today's world, that gets talked about quite a bit. Now, we, of course, you know, like I always say, this is the foundation, and we build upon it depending on how our students react and how our students are learning and where their developmental level is. So with my son being a little bit more advanced, we like to really go forward and expand in other areas when we see him really excelling and when we see his interest being piqued. So these figures in history have been something that he's really, really liked. So I have been looking all over for more books. So again, Christopher Columbus, the Who Was book. This one is a really, really good book. I really enjoyed this one. It does a good job of not glossing over the important parts and some of the more muddled parts. And I think that this one would be a great one for any family to go ahead and read. It's a biography, but it's really on the level of a 3rd to 4th grader. So again, if you feel more comfortable, use this as a read aloud. If not, I think that this is just fine for an independent reader. So along with that, this was one that he could read himself. This is the DK reader, the story of Columbus, and this was a level 2 book, so there's pictures in it and they're colorized, so good read aloud, or good read, independent reader, excuse me, for my third grader. So after we launched into that, we had kind of a little bit of a break from some of the read alouds, and we focused on some of the Pilgrim's Progress and things. And then we launched into more of these two books. So right now we are reading Squanto, but this one is another good one that, sorry, this is my bookmark. The Sign of the Beaver is one that we are actually reading as a read aloud during our morning time, and it's great because it is kind of bringing in the same time period that we're learning about right now in America's Story within the first about 6 weeks. I want to say around week 7 or so, this is a good one to read. Sign of the Beaver, we're doing this on audiobook, which has been really great. I spent the money for the Audible version of this, and both of my boys, my 12-year-old and my 9-year-old, really enjoy this book. Really, really love this. It's a Newbery book, so lots of great content in here, and I think that the audiobook really helps bring it alive and brings that time period alive for the kids. Great boy book as well. Lots of cool stuff in here. And we are on chapter 18 of this book. We'll probably finish it up by the end of next week. So with that come these two books, Squanto and My Name is America. So this one is the Journal of Jasper Jonathan Pierce, and this one is just the Squanto book. These books I like together because my son is actually reading this one. He's 9. He's reading this one as an independent reader by himself. This one we are reading as a read aloud together during history time. So we are learning all about Squanto right now and about the first Thanksgiving. And this is perfect because it's weaving in all of the same figures in history, very historical, very informative, and it really builds upon the foundation that Angela has put down so wonderfully in America's Story 1. Same thing with the My Name is America book. This one I haven't read myself very much, but my son is narrating to me. So this one has been pretty good so far, and he really, really likes that the characters from My Story 1 and from Squanto are in here. He even recognized the tribe that Squanto was from, which was also in America's Story 1, and he recognized the names of some of the boat captains and some of the Indian tribes from America's Story 1 in this book. So great job, Angela. I absolutely love this first 9-week period. We are really enjoying it, and this is the first time really that history hasn't been a chore, I believe. So great job. So I love how these two books really go together. I have not personally read through this one, so just to put that out there, but so far my son hasn't said anything. Usually they alert me if they find something a little funny in the book or they don't understand. So far he's done really well with this book, but he is on a higher reading level for most kids his age, so keep that in mind as well. So this might be a good read aloud just so you can kind of pre-read it a little bit. So that is what we're doing for the first 9 weeks. I believe we're going to be going into, hold on, I will tell you in just a minute. Okay, so we're going to be going into William Penn here pretty soon. Probably next week we're going to be going into William Penn, and we're going to be going into the early American figures here really soon, and I'm getting my book list ready for that so I can show you guys everything that we're going to be doing. I might be getting some lap books in there as well for this second 9 weeks. We'll see. So if you guys have any other book recommendations for the first 9 weeks of America's Story, drop them down below. I would love to see. And if you have any for the second 9 weeks, let me know so I can go check those out myself. So this is America's Story 1, again from Master Books. I am not paid to say any of this. I just adore Master Books. They have my heart. So thank you guys very much for watching my video. And if you have any questions, let me know. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.